SRUC have a substantial sheep flock, high hill ewes at Kirkton, Blackfaces and Clins, right down to lowland mules which are behind me at the moment. We have sheep that start lambing the first week of February and will be lambing right through until the middle of May, which means we'll be selling fat lambs from middle of May hopefully right through until September. Like all sheep farmers, we've got a challenge with our sheep enterprise, and the majority of the sheep previously went into Europe, and post-Brexit we're not sure what that's going to look like, both in terms of cost and logistics. There's not a lot we can do individually in terms of affecting the bigger market, but what we have concentrated on doing is actually understanding how our enterprise works and try to take the positives out of what we can do and mitigate costs, so therefore we're least exposed to factors out with our control. Probably the best example is that here in Barony and at Crichton in Dumfries we've got very, very early grass, and we're also fortunate enough we've got very, very late grass, which meant that the majority of our lambs are now getting pushed through the grass to finish them, as opposed to using expensive concentrates or products we've no control over. As far as sheep enterprises are concerned, what I'm trying to do is take an overall view of all the sheep and how we actually handle all the sheep and work out what integrations we can find within them. Until we really bottom out what Brexit is going to look like means that some of these decisions cannot be made, but the sort of things we're looking at are things like having totally integrated breeding policies, so every farm feeds the other farm in terms of breeding young lambs, might even get to breeding tops, that sorts of things. The quality of health schemes, health statuses, but also the quality of the sheep themselves. We've been in a very fortunate position last year on SRUC in that our sheep enterprise actually did very, very well globally. It has meant that we now need to really understand why it did well and can some of this be replicated. So the message I think for everybody is to understand their costs, understand where they're vulnerable to other people, and actually try and mitigate these risks.